In reflection this morning, I see God has always had a plan for me. I have been exposed to a unique version of life that most cannot see. When I was young, our family hosted a child from Ireland during the civil unrest to provide safety and be shielded from warring humans, not at their best. In high school, I became actively involved in our church's youth group, creating community and sharing healing amongst our angsty teen troop. We went on missions to poverty-stricken communities in Appalachia, Kentucky, where we repaired homes led by James, a carpenter, like Jesus, for the unlucky. Coming from a mostly white town, I chose Rutgers for its known diversity, only to find campus segregation versus integration, creating levels of adversity. I actively volunteered for citizenship and service for education. I was the founder for a business fraternity chapter of a very diverse population. After college, we went back to Ireland to visit my mother's birthplace, after learning of the abuse and neglect of mothers and babies in utter disgrace. We faced the Catholic nuns of Bessborough who were present at that horrible time, but we were asked to leave immediately, no responsibility for their crimes. It shook my faith deeply of the government and Catholic Church institution, who love to punish women for pregnancy while preaching of Magdalene's prostitution. Then there was the first time I ever went to the Twin Towers, which was on the evening of September 10th, 2001, learning how to self-empower. Hours later, I would be driving to work west on Route 80, only to see the horror in my rearview mirror of a world now completely unsteady. That same week, I met my Jewish husband in my hometown bar. Our relationship clearly karmic as it became evidenced by the stars. I learned an immense amount about a culture and faith different than mine, yet we shared similar ancestral traumas in each of our bloodlines. I was fascinated and studied the Hindu principles of yoga so I could teach, while learning about nutrition, food politics, and healthful information kept from the public's reach. During that time, I had also worked in unique roles in diverse places, such as an oil company, a media company, and Goldman Sachs, of all places. I worked for startup entrepreneurs to managing directors of global institutions. I learned quickly how capitalism and greed provided no restitution. So I went off to med school to learn the Eastern philosophy of care. After years of hearing my parents' experiences in hospitals where managed care took over and they were brought out by conglomerates for profit, while quality of care swiftly went down, pushing pharma was primary on the docket. Over the years, it became obvious everywhere I looked, government's complicit commitment to keeping humans hooked, to unsustainable systems, their ancestral trauma victimhood, and pharma drugs, for this was the easiest way to numb and control the people and pull out all of the rugs. I have lived in cities and suburbs on both U.S. coasts and taken multiple cross-country trips, intimately learning the most about how Middle America and the indigenous cultures have been treated, their cultures and land taken, leaving them with addictions and feeling cheated. So I practiced community medicine in my first practitioner years, where I attracted patients with all forms of trauma and oppressed fears. I also was privileged to provide private caregiving to a suicidal elder, where I learned it is our duty to safeguard dignity and provide loving shelter. And then I met someone who completely changed how I saw the world. He taught me about divine love and about his Muslim faith unfurled. He was a Palestinian son who had a father lucky enough to have escaped, so his family had a chance at life and not trapped in a horrific warscape. I married him in secret because I knew no one would approve of my choice to listen to my heart, providing an opportunity to break through my illusions and delusions of my definitions of separation and causation, hastening my spiritual development and faith, now an incredibly solid foundation. There is so much more that I have had the opportunity to experience, but has also shown me most humans don't like to be inconvenienced by the truth that lies behind the curtain and just under the surface of our feet, but most choose to stay victims of unending malice and defeat. But for me and for my remaining days on this precious, beautiful earth, I won't hide what I have seen and experienced directly through humans since birth. Every single human that has crossed my curvy path throughout this life, including those that harm me sexually or under modern medicine's deadly knife, will not stop me from creating new structures of justice and community, where natural medicine, spirituality, and community gardens provide unity. There are very few humans that actually know the traumatic turns of my life, but it trained me to be empathetic, accepting, and bringing peace to inner strife. It is at this point in my life journey that I have nothing to hide, as it will never be about contributing to history from only one side. Our lives and our experiences through life are never in vain, but suffering is, unfortunately, a major part of this collective game. You need to dig deeper within yourself and your customs and learn to start cutting ties from oppressing governments and institutional systems. Our individual healing work is literally the only way we will have capacity to dream a peaceful new earth one day. But you must commit to doing your ancestral healing work and question all of the media that is fed to you on a fork. I promise you it will lead to our collective salvations, but may well be beyond the time of our individual incarnations. But this is our generational wound we need to heal for humanity, for we are the people who have the capacity to end these wars of insanity. I am not here for the money, the power, the attention, or the reward. I am here to provide love and a future for our children, fully absent of war.